Usher, my big fat, got all them boys cook. Went from dollar bills, now we popping rubber bands. Bruno sang to me while I do my money dance like, hey. Flexing on the gram like, hey. Hit the Lil Jon, okay. Oh yeah, we dripping and finesse and getting paid.
Ooh, don't we look good together? There's a reason why they watch all night long. Yeah, I know we'll turn heads forever. So tonight I'm gonna show you all. When I'm walking with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blame it on my confidence. I'm blaming on your measurements. Shut down on sight. That's right. We out here tripping with finesse. It don't make no sense. Out here tripping with finesse. You know it, you know. We out here tripping with finesse. It don't make no sense. Out here tripping with finesse. You know it, you know it. Now slow it down for me, baby. 'Cause I love the way it feels when we grind. Yeah, our connection's so magnetic on the floor. Nothing can stop us tonight. We're now walking with you. I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blame it on my confidence. I'm blaming on your measurements. Shut down on sight. That's right. We out here tripping with finesse. It don't make no sense. Out here tripping with finesse. You know it, you know. We out here tripping with finesse. It don't make no sense. Out here tripping with finesse. You know it, you know it.
Time for a change. New style, down, do your dance, do your We got a brand new dance. Down, do your dance, do your dance. Down, do your dance, down, do your dance, do your dance. They say I'm a rapper, and I say no. They say what you doing, trying to do somebody cold. I just let the music come from my soul, so all of my people can stay on the floor. They got a brand new dance. You gotta move your muscle. A brand new dance. It's called a Cupid Shuffle. It don't matter if you're young or you're old. Here we go. We gon' show you how it goes. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Come on, down, do your dance, do your dance. Let me see you do the Cupid. Do your dance, do your dance. Do your dance, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance. Let me see you do the Cupid. Do the shuffle, baby. Now walk it by yourself. Now you see what I'm talking about. I represent for the dirty South, where we're known for swinging out. King of swing out, baby. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Down, down, do your dance, do your dance. Let me see you do the Cupid shuffle, the Cupid, Cupid shuffle, the Cupid shuffle, the Cupid, Cupid shuffle. From that boy Cupid.
Please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please take a seat. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. We're so excited to be here to kick off another incredible year. The posting of the colors that you just saw was led by Burbank High School's JROTC Color Guard. Let's go, Burbank. Represented by Cadets Sonora Tarsites, Alfredo Cantu, Edith Morales, and Jared Padilla. Let's give them another round of applause. And put your hands together for the very talented Fox Tech High School mariachi student and sophomore, Elijah Maestas. Elijah is the very talented son of the former J.T. Brack principal, Jennifer Maestas. Excited to see Elijah here. And what a great way to kick off our event today. A big thanks to these students for joining us. And as Judy Gilhood pointed out earlier, we certainly want to thank Spurs Sports and Entertainment for this lively pre-show entertainment and for this venue. We appreciate their support of this event, so one more round of applause for SSE. And as is our tradition, we like to make sure that we have a festive note for this ceremony and for this purpose. And to that end, we're going to bring back the Spirit Stick Award. And we've seen lots of good competition out there early. Last year, the winners was the Transportation Department. So let's see who's going to take it this year. We have a panel of secret judges throughout the building that will judge the spirit as it's portrayed at appropriate times throughout the morning. Now I You got that part, right? At appropriate times throughout the morning. So now I want to introduce our special guests, and with us today are 7 incredibly committed members of our Board of Trustees, to include Board President Patty Radel, Board Vice President Arthur Valdez, Board Secretary Deborah Guerrero, Trustee Ed Garza, Trustee James Howard, Trustee Steve Leschlow, and Trustee Christina Martinez. Also with us is our dedicated Superintendent Pedro Martinez, who will be our keynote speaker. Our theme this year is Future Ready, and as Mr. Martinez heads into his 4th year leading SAISD, he'll talk about the successes and the transformations accomplished to date. He's also going to talk about what lies ahead in our quest to ensure excellence for SAISD. We'll also hear from our Trinity Prize for Excellence winner for 2018, Andrea Lucas, and from our SAISD Foundation Board Chair, Manny Ruiz. And we're especially honored, particularly honored, to have with us again this year incoming seniors from our SAISD high schools sitting up on stage with us. And these members of the class of 2019 are student leaders in character and in academics. They are the best reminder of what all of our efforts and all of our hard work is about. So this year's student representatives are, and I'll ask them to stand as I call their names, Cortina Lilly from Advanced Learning Academy. ALA will celebrate their first graduating class in 2019. Jesus Mancha from Brackenridge High School. Cuauhtemoc Arispe from Burbank High School. Aaliyah Garza from Cooper Academy at Navarro. Daisy Escobedo from Edison High School. Austin Martinez from Fox Tech High School. Hiep Tran from Highlands High School. Austin Ashworth from Sam Houston High School. Isaac Alvarez from Jefferson High School. Katrina Gutierrez from Lanier High School. Thomas Martinez from St. Philip's Early College High School. Armando Hernandez from Travis Early College High School. Janelle Arnold from Young Women's Leadership Academy. So let's thank these students for taking time out of their short summer, because they report back to school next week. And a little later, one of the students will share his hopes and aspirations for the future. So again, a big round of applause for our incredible students. Now, before we proceed, I'd like to ask all of us to pause for a moment of silence in memory of a staff member who is not here with us today. William Davis, Rhodes technology teacher, died in an accident last month while in Uganda. He joined the district in 1995 and taught at Rhodes for all of those 23 years. He was loved by all who knew him, and especially by his students. Please, let's take a moment to remember him and his incredible passion and commitment for students. Thank you for your thoughts. Bill touched all of our lives, and I would hope that the positive energy in this room today and the last few minutes of this convocation have reached out and touched him as well. So thank you again for thinking about Bill and for bringing your positive energy to the room. Today, we're kicking off our convocation with a highlight of some of the recent successes we are seeing in our district. And the changes that are happening in our district are making us stronger. The president of our school board, Patty Radel, is here to share more, and I'll turn it over to Ms. Radel. Patty?
Thank you very much, and it is always exciting and such an honor to be in this spot and to be able to look around and see the the power and the wonder and the family of SAISD. So we welcome us all, right, to be together here as a family, and we look forward to a tremendous year. As board president, I just wanted to give kind of another shout out to my colleagues. It's been such an honor to serve with these board members. And you know, we stand up, you see our faces, and then from month to month we have meetings. But I don't know if some of you are aware of the wealth of experience that comes with this group of board members. From District 1, Steve Leschlow, who has been a teacher, been in the classroom, and offers his expertise as a lawyer. In District 2, Mr. Howard, who has been a teacher and decades of working with teachers. Ms. Guerrero, who is deep in the community, dealing with one of our students' most challenging needs, housing throughout San Antonio. District 4, Mr. Art Valdez, his first name explains it all. He's so passionate about the arts and so ingrained in his community in the Burbank area. And Miss Christina Martinez works with Big Brothers and Big Sisters and is involved with Beyond the Bell all the time. She's involved with our students. Mr. Garza, you know, from a citywide reputation, besides being mayor, he also is very, very ingrained with our students in the soccer leagues, but that takes him to areas of offering scholarships and offering other opportunities for the students, even students who have challenges regarding DACA. For myself, I'm proud of my background to bring to the table the board of directors, especially my 9 years teaching third grade at JT Brackenridge. So there you are. Okay. It is the mission of the San Antonio Independent School District to become an urban model school district for the nation, where every student graduates and becomes a contributing member to his or her community. As we talk about being future ready, I'm reminded of Mark Twain's remark, which is very Mark Twainian, when he says, plan for the future because you're going to spend the rest of your life in it. And a more serious statement from Albert Camus, who says, real generosity towards the future lies in giving all to the present. And Abraham Lincoln, who said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. The board can declare that we're future ready because of the people we're surrounded by right now and the tremendous work you have done in our district, all of you. Even Mark Twain behind me and everybody else behind me. I got my teacher certificate. So I have the eyes behind my head, and as my hair thins when I get older, I can see even better. So the board has made some tough and some bold decisions this year. And we have found that in coming to some of these decisions, it's always easier when we bring to it the passion of a commitment to operate from the question, what is best for our students? And also then to realize we need to prepare to be supportive to our teachers and support staff in order to live out those things which we have figured are the best decisions for our students. We must be focused on the support for our teachers and support staff and what is best for our students. And when these two elements come together, for that focus and being supportive to our students, it brings us to a point of where we realize we will be a better board, a better administration, a better district when we find ways to put more autonomy into the hands of our campuses. Our future looks like a campus that has taken on to itself the building of the things for that campus. We want your campus to be your campus. We want you to feel that you will support the things that you help create. That is our future. That's the direction we're going in, folks. We want to ask you to become more of the decision making. We want to push down things to the campus. We want to involve you even in the future as we progress in taking on decisions of your own budget. This is how serious we are about the voice of the campuses and the decisions of the future. In a little while, Mr. Martinez will be showing you some of the tremendous accomplishments in our district over this last year. They are accomplishments that have happened because of the work of the people in this room. And we're not just talking about teachers, because you all have created wonderful environments, wonderful cultures on your campus, and that takes everyone on your campus. We are glad as a board to call ourselves a team of 8 and stand behind the boldness and the vision of our superintendent, Mr. Martinez. But it's because of you. And I wanted to say earlier, you know, I have this tag around my neck that says VIP, and I thought, gee, maybe somebody could have dropped this in the parking lot, because it really belongs to every one of you all who are out here. You are the very important people in our district. You are the ones that make it happen. And we know that we will continue in making tremendous gains because of who you are. Your commitment, your belief that our children can do anything in spite of hardships, in spite of poverty, in spite of being raised by a single parent, in spite of facing a refrigerator without any food in it, in spite of having no detergent to wash their uniform shirt, because you know that they are just as capable of any students anywhere in our city, and they are tough enough to overcome the challenges. They need you, and you have loved them through many of their difficulties. And Mr. Martinez would say, love them all the way to Harvard, love them all the way to UT, love them all the way to Stanford, and we can add to that, love them to a certificate in culinary arts, and love them to a certificate in teaching. How about that? So whether it is a bond or a policy change or talk about central office, we do want to have your influence in the decisions that are being made, and we look forward to that. We want your influence. Let's once again give this year our all. We predict that it's going to be another great year of growth. Let's be creative and daring beyond boldness, maybe a little crazy. Let's have some fun. I know you're capable of crazy. You demonstrated it this morning. Okay. I know you're capable of fun. And as Maya Angelou said, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. So let's continue to be amazing. We are ready. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. The past 3 years have been full of exciting progress as we perform the hard work to prepare our students for success. And we'll see some of that transformation in a video shortly, where we'll also hear from our 3 2018 Distinguished Teachers of the Year and a 2018 graduate who served last year as the student chair of the Board Student Advisory Committee. In this video, they share their perspectives about the results they're seeing through a lot of heart and high expectations. So let's hear what they have to say.
We hold the role and responsibility and the honor to be deemed San Antonio's independent school district. And I'm just so excited to be but a piece of thread in this fabric.
We work together to serve the youngest and most needy learners. Every single person on the staff works together in a kind and joyful way to develop a joy of learning in children, and to see families grow in their support of their young children is an absolute delight.
As an instructor of AP Dual Credit, what I've learned is the expectations that we set are the expectations that our students will meet.
Under the leadership of Superintendent Martinez, SAISD has seen some pretty productive change. We're adopting this culture of equity. It's no longer about what zip code you live in. Really just your willingness to challenge yourself, push yourself, and reach your full potential.
With opportunities like this in our district, our students are now the holders of their futures, and they can now decide what's best for them.
As educators, we have to come together very frequently because we need one another. We have to support one another, and we have to draw on each other's expertise.
Enjoy that relationship with our students. They're accepting and they're so bright. And so I have to remember the core of why I'm here, and that's my students.
I just want to let all the educators that I've had know that I'm doing this for them and that I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be going to Brown University if it weren't for their unwavering belief in me.
It's one thing to want to come to a job and be the best at it, but it's another thing to have love and authentic care for the people that you work with, the people that you work for, and the communities that we serve.
As a great video that showcased 3 amazing distinguished teachers and 1 incredible student who's on her way to Brown University, and we're certainly proud of all of them. So let's give them a big round of applause again. Ms. Abundis was even the keynote at our new teacher orientation. First time we've done that, and she did a great job and certainly represented all of you at a high level. So thank you for that, Ms. Abundis. So in the next part of our program, we get to hear firsthand from a student. Each year we have the honor of hearing from one of our seniors as they begin their final year with us. I always look forward to hearing about their time with us and their journey ahead. Today, our student speaker is Cuauhtemoc Arispe, who is a senior and international baccalaureate student at Burbank High School, our first and long-standing IB World School. Come on up, Cuauhtemoc.
Good morning, SAISD, and welcome to a brand new school year. I'm Cuauhtemoc Arispe. Let me first begin by telling you all my experience in SAISD. So I can't remember the first words I spoke, the first steps I took, or the first bite I had into a bean and cheese taco, which really tells you something. The earliest memories I have emanate from my very first school, Bonham Academy. Bonham is where I first developed the value of community. Recuerdo haber sido recibido con los buenos días cuando entré a la puerta de la señora Rosales. Recuerdo que las clases de educación física eran de folclórico. Recuerdo todos los eventos que tuvimos durante fiesta y recuerdo cómo todos pudieron decir mi nombre, Cuauhtémoc. I remember the great impact my community had on me while also remembering the expectation of contribution. Soon enough, I attended Tafoya Middle School, home of the Toros. My experience at Tafoya can actually be best characterized as the Toro. When I imagine a Toro, I imagine in a bull ring, or right ahead of it, you see a matador waving a vibrant red flag, where you can see in its eyes that it's eager to capture that flag, to accomplish its goal. As the match between the matador and the Toro continue, you see that many times the Toro will lose, and sometimes miss that flag, and maybe run into a wall along the way. And sometimes it seems that there is no hope for that Toro. But regardless, with every miss, with every blow, that Toro becomes more enraged, more determined to capture that flag, and will stop at nothing until it accomplishes its goal. The lesson that Tafoya Middle School has taught me is to never give up. Finally, I moved to the school I am at today, Luther Burbank High School, home of the Bulldogs and pride of the South Side. So I hate to bore you all with a history lesson, but believe me, it's relevant. Our school is named after an environmental scientist who developed more than 800 strains and varieties of plants. Luther Burbank was able to modify an average plant into something more complex, unique, and amazing. Today, Luther Burbank High School is doing something similar. Burbank may not be making plum cots or Burbank potatoes, but we're doing something more amazing. What we're doing is we're changing ordinary students into extraordinary students. Burbank gives students the opportunity to explore themselves and become that amazing member of society. Bonham showed me the value of community and led me to pursue a career in which I could contribute to my community. Tafoya has led me to face every obstacle as a Toro and never to give up. And Burbank has allowed me to explore my own interests and put all the pieces together. My dreams and aspirations are to attend a four-year university where I'd be able to pursue a career in the STEM field and eventually become a civil engineer. Finally, I'd like to give thanks to all the educators whose times, teachings, and support is devoted to the students. What you do in the classroom truly has an impact. It is you that makes the difference and sets students on the path to success. Thank you. And to my parents and sisters whose teachings revolve around the subjects of life and tough luck. You are my first teachers and everlasting teachers. Papi, Mami, Araceli, and Naeli. I love you and thank you. I can't thank you all enough for setting me on the path to achieve my dreams and aspirations, so thank you.
Cuauhtémoc talked about contributions. Can you imagine the contributions that he's going to continue to make, not only at Burbank, but in years to come? And would Cuauhtémoc's family please stand up and be recognized? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you, Cuauhtémoc. We know that you and your peers on the stage can accomplish whatever you set out to do, and we'll be here to support you. I now have the pleasure of introducing Superintendent Pedro Martinez. Mr. Martinez joined the district in 2015, and by the fall of that year, he led the district in the development of 10 measurable academic goals, including achievement, graduation, and college targets, to ensure accountability and progress by 2020. We're now in year 4 of those transformation efforts. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our Superintendent, Pedro Martinez.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to give you a quick summary of everything I'm going to say, and that is that the people in this room, every one of you, is transforming our district. You are changing the lives of children. And I'm going to show you some data points that will show that, and then you will hear from students themselves. We just heard from our amazing student from Burbank who, because of the work that's been done, not only at Bottom, at Tafoya, at Burbank, but collectively, again, he is going to be an amazing leader in our community. So when I started 3 years ago, we put some strategies in place, and I'll tell you what we're seeing this last year's results, the strategies are taking hold. And it is because of the individuals in this room that you're going to see some amazing gains. In fact, the commissioner shared with us last week as he looked at results across the state. He said San Antonio is one of the fastest improving districts in the state, folks. That's what he literally said. So let's go right into it. So as we, again, set some very clear strategies. Go to the next slide. So first of all, across grades 3 to 8, at scale, we either matched and exceeded state gains across the board for the first time, folks, since 2012. For the first time. I gotta tell you, I couldn't be prouder of our high schools, especially our comprehensive high schools. They led the way this year so that across all the subjects, almost all subjects, they met or exceeded gains across the state, across all subjects. And this was all of our comprehensive high schools, folks, every single one of them. They are leading our district, and I can tell you this with confidence, they will be the leaders in our district for years to come. So now I'm gonna go into some details, just some examples of some campus gains. So first of all, 73% of our campuses made gains in approaches, folks. Many with double-digit gains. And you can see the schools that you see that are listed there, double-digit gains. But approaches is just the first level. Meets, which is college readiness, 68% made gains, folks. Many with double digits. And look at some of the examples of the campuses there. This is at the college level. And that wasn't enough. There's also another level called Masters, which is the most advanced. More than 53% of our campuses made gains. Look how many made double-digit gains. That is what's happening in our district. That's why the commissioner said San Antonio ISD is one of the fastest improving school districts in the state. And then I got to call out one school. Because, and I think this really, we have to take this to heart, folks. So I have to imagine Ms. Mora, about 3 years ago, Gates was an IR4 campus in one of the poorest areas in our district. And I have to imagine her being a leader and having that conversation with her teachers, right? About what's gonna happen at Gates. How is the results gonna define what happens to the children at Gates? What's gonna happen? Gates, ladies and gentlemen, has been the fastest improving school in our district. Not only did they get out of IR4, they've more than doubled their results in their first 2 years. And then last year, a 35% increase in Masters. By the way, I don't know if you've driven over there in that part of town, hasn't changed very much. Same challenges that still exist from 3 years ago. But this is what's happening. We are changing the lives of children. The other slide is that for the first time in our district, and this is at the student level, over 61% of our children made individual student gains. That is our teachers. That is our support personnel. That is all of you. So there's no more reasons of why our children can't succeed. You are showing our county. You are showing our state. You will show the nation that it doesn't matter what challenges our children have, because the power is with us. Because these are the same children, folks, and look at the kind of results they're getting. And again, I gotta again, applaud our high schools. Highest graduation rate ever, 85%, record level for our high schools, being led by our comprehensive high schools. If you look at the next slide, look at where we're at now in many of our high schools. Look at that. And look at the representation that is there, including Lanier and Highlands. Edison, who's almost at 100%. That is what's happening. That is what's happening. That is the results that are happening. Look at the next slide. So not only are we graduating them, they're exposed to more advanced programming more than ever. Over 40% of our students now are exposed to advanced placement. And with that, more students than ever are passing the AP exams and getting college credit. You are changing lives, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the next slide. Look at Lanier. We're now at a third of our students exposed to AP. And look at our other successes with Travis and young women. They are leaders in this area. And look at our SAT. We now have 91% of our children that get a chance to take the SAT two times. Once as a junior, once as a senior, and we have more than double the number of children that are college ready on the SAT. Folks, this is life-changing for our children. And look at some of the amazing results of our campuses. We have now 5 campuses that are above the national average. When I started 3 years ago, there was none. Now we have 5. There are 6 now that had such significant gains that, again, the state is taking notice. And 2 of them, including Cooper, by the way, had over 20-point gains. That is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. If you go to the next slide, this is very important, the Texas Success Initiative. In fact, if you look at our results from 3 years ago, we've more than doubled, and this is why it's so important. If our children go to one of the public universities here in Texas, if they don't pass the TSI, they cannot stay. So think about that for a second. If they go to UTSA, Texas A&M San Antonio, they start their freshman year. If they can't pass this exam, they are not allowed to stay in the university. And so this is why this is so important. And we've more than doubled the number of students that are passing these exams before they leave our high schools. Again, this is what's life-changing, folks. And then the next slide, we now have over 90% of our children that are applying to college. And college with the big C, folks. This is community colleges, this is technical schools, universities, whatever their desire is, whatever their passion is. And I got to tell you, you're going to see a video that I get very emotional every time I see it, because we know that these data points, they're very impressive, but behind every point, there is a child. And there is a child that you are changing the life of that child. So please, let's see this video.
Tomorrow's Tower information, Lima 2054 Zulu.
Juliet Delta with Lima, eastbound departure ready to taxi.
Hoping you take that jump.
Our future starts here at SAISD. Our dreams are inspired by our teachers.
Well, that's my passion, is knowing I could accomplish great things by applying myself.
I knew what I wanted to do before I came to high school, so for me to be able to find something and put a solution to it, that would make me happy.
Our hopes begin inside these classrooms.
I swear I live.
I am a rising senior and I'm taking steps to my career path now. I have done my CPS Energy internship over the summer. My position at CPS is a personal protection equipment lab.
As part of my Eagle Scout project, I held a soccer camp. It helped me connect more with the community, but it also connects me with my career and what I want to do. And I will be a civil engineer when I grow up. My school has prepared me a lot. They've given me a lot of tools and a lot of programs here.
I've had this dream of becoming a scientist for about 3 years. With becoming a neurologist, I don't want to be in a lab. I really want to be out in the field. There's several classes here at ALA that have really shaped my dream. For example, aquatic science, where I get to learn a lot about the environment in the oceans.
I want to get my master's in aerospace before I join the Air Force. I have 80 hours of flight training going into my senior year. My school, Burbank, has really helped out in getting me closer towards that career that I have wanted. My counselors check in on me with my grades and continue trying to push me to get higher up in my rank.
Taking steps now towards my career goals gives me a lot of experience. I've gotten to work with attorneys in my field. The academics here really propel me into the career I want to be in. In this program, we get a lot of invitations from other attorneys to come meet them.
I hope to change the world by making systems more efficient and making energy accessible for people around the world. For the last 2 weeks of June, I attended an IB STEM program at a local high school of mine, and I also attended in July a camp at Rice University named the Tapia Camp.
I plan on doing neurosurgery to be exact. I've always been very interested with it, and this is my way of starting towards the path.
To me, there's no limit. I can do this.
You'll say,
The district does have amazing momentum in bringing up this generation.
I'd like to go and learn and then come back and give back.
on every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. There was every broken bone. I swear I lived.
I'm a rising senior and I'm seeking a career in foreign policy. I've recently completed the Coast Guard's AIM program, and that was one giant step in practicing leadership skills and also just developing your attitude towards like a team thinking. I'm fourth generation SAISD.
When I grow up, I want to be a cybersecurity analyst. My school is working with me trying to get me a visit to the FBI because my goal eventually is to work as an FBI agent. There's a lot of scholarship opportunities for females trying to get into that role, and cybersecurity is growing exponentially.
My passion is a career in economics. What draws me to this field is improving social conditions and overall bettering the quality of life for people.
This is a robotics team. Sam Houston has been doing robotics for a while. The robotics team, we all get together after school normally. We'll build robots and have fun, have conversation, and try to do something that we may possibly pursue in life. Math has always been a strength for me. I want to be a life changer.
The reason I chose engineering is because I love mechanics, and with engineering, it will give me the start to become an inventor. Engineering is my passion, and I'm taking steps towards that.
We take classes here at the program in St. Philip's College. Brake, suspension, engineer. I will graduate here with a 2-year associate's degree. I'm looking into schools like Cornell University, UT Austin, and University of Kansas.
It starts here.
It starts here.
It starts here.
It starts here.
I live.
That is what you're doing. That is what it means to our students. And so again, we can look at a whole bunch of data points, we can look at amazing results, but at the end of the day, what drives every one of us is the impact we're having on these children. That is what you're doing. That is the power that you have. We have this amazing privilege of supporting these students who are like amazing sponges. They come to us. Their parents leave us at our doors every day, and you get to shape their minds. You get to counter anything that they might hear in their lives that says, you can't do it. You can't go to college. Our family has been poor for generations. You get to counter that. And you get to say, no, that's not true. And this is a big deal, folks. You know, I was thinking about this and I said, you know, one of my frustrations with so many of our leaders in the city and the county is they don't go to our neighborhoods. Every day when you go to your school, you go see the neighborhood. You see what's around it. So you know what I said? I said, we have to remember that. So I asked my staff, I said, let's go take a few pictures. Let's go to our neighborhoods and even take a couple of pictures in some of the oldest neighborhoods in Northside and Northeast. Right? Because I don't think people see it. I think they've lived here for so long and they don't see it. So this picture that you see in front of you is a typical road in many of our inner city neighborhoods compared to, this is an old neighborhood in Northeast. Look at the difference. There are no sidewalks. When it rains, those homes flood. They don't have proper sewage systems. When I drive through those neighborhoods, I don't even have cell phone coverage, or it's very spotty because the infrastructure is not in the ground. That is what our neighborhoods look like. Look at the next picture. I grew up in very modest housing. I grew up in poverty myself. And again, you know, and there's a lot of pride in our neighborhoods, and we want to always foster that pride. But this is the reality of our families. Go to the next picture. Look at the differences. Again, these are the older neighborhoods in Northeast and Northside. So folks, that's why your work is so important. You have the power, regardless of what our children are going home to, what our children are walking through every single day of their lives, you have the power so that when they enter our schools, when they enter our classrooms, all they feel is love. All they feel is people that believe in them. All they see is these amazing models that they want to aspire to be. So don't take it from me. One of my favorite clips, it's very short, was from last year from our student Mika, who was at Gates. Remember what I shared with you about Gates, how it's transformed itself. So here, let me remind you what Mika says about what he feels about Gates.
Love this place. It's like a mansion of learning.
Do you remember that? That was Mika. By the way, he's now in 5th grade. When we filmed that, he was in 3rd grade. Now he's in 5th grade at Gates. So, folks, I'll leave you with this. The work you are doing is transforming the lives of our children. It will transform the lives of our neighborhoods. When people look back years from now, they will say, what happened? What happened in that district that so many things changed, that the lives of so many children improved? And what I hope they'll see is that amazing individuals, amazing leaders in our classrooms, teachers, support personnel, counselors, leaders in departments came together and said, our children deserve it. Our children deserve success. They deserve to be loved. It doesn't matter what their conditions are. They deserve it, and we're going to stand up for them. So, and speaking about amazing teachers, I want to now bring up Ms. Andrea Lucas. Ms. Andrea Lucas was actually the Teacher of the Year for our region and a finalist for Elementary Teacher of the Year for the entire state. She was also a Trinity Award winner. She is an amazing teacher at Lamar Elementary School. I've gotten a chance to work with her and interact with her. I'll tell you, we're just honored and blessed to have her. Please, let's give Ms. Lucas a great hand. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, SAISD. It is an honor beyond words to have the opportunity to speak with you today. In preparing to talk to you this morning, I asked my 4th graders at Lamar Elementary, what do you think I should share with my fellow teachers? So here is what 4th graders think you should know. Be watchful at all times, no matter what. Be kind and not too strict. Clear your mind and brain and voice. Let the kids play Fortnite. My students shared with me what characterizes good teachers. Allow me to share with you what I feel characterizes SAISD. 2 words come to mind: hope and resilience. In SAISD, hope and resilience wind themselves together like braided rope. There is nothing more filled with hope than a new school year. Clean desks, new pencils that still have erasers, new shoes, new haircuts, new friends. Then the work will get tough, as it always does, and we will be resilient. Then we will hope some more and be resilient again. This hope and resilience that characterizes our district is visible in the story of one of my former students. Diego entered my third grade classroom full of hope. However, he quickly encountered significant challenges. He couldn't rhyme. He curled up under the desk when asked to read. He never had his backpack with him. He threw markers when things got tough and had meltdowns in the cafeteria when he didn't like what was for breakfast. I became frustrated. I tried my teacher voice and my teacher tricks. It kept me up at night thinking of ways to help Diego. I was beginning to think that all of my knowledge of teaching reading and all of my efforts in planning a social-emotional curriculum were for naught. My hope was quickly fading. Enter resilience. I redoubled my efforts and encouraged Diego to do the same. There were days that nothing seemed to change. But then Diego slowly began to read very simple books. He found books he enjoyed. He came out from under the table. His tantrums began to dwindle. The following year, I moved to fourth grade, and Diego moved up with me and the rest of the class. In the middle of the year, tragedy struck. An apartment fire left Diego's family with nothing. Our Lamar community rallied around the family, raising money and donating significant supplies and resources. The community provided the family with hope. The family was resilient and bounced back. Even my fourth graders got in the act. One came up to me and said, "Miss Lucas, we are going to sell flower pens to raise money for Diego's family." By the end of the school year, Diego was reading very near grade level and couldn't put books down. Despite such a crushing setback, his resilience was inspiring for everyone. After constantly questioning much of what I do as a teacher, don't all teachers question their work along the way? I was hopeful again because I saw how my instruction and the outpouring of our community support enabled Diego to experience success. That same spirit of hope and resilience characterizes our district too. I see the optimism of our district leadership, the parents who are so hopeful for their children to succeed, the teachers who, when trouble comes their way, are ready to step out of the box and try something new, and the students who show up each day with eager anticipation. As part of SAISD, we all embody the same hope for our students' success as we begin the school year, and we will draw on our resilience together as a community. It is that intertwined rope of hope and resilience that allows us to impact the tens of thousands of students ready to walk through our doors. I wish you a fantastic school year.
Thank you, Andrea, for being such a great role model and for your inspiring words. So now we get to hear from the SAISD Foundation. This is an organization that shares our passion for excellence, and year after year, the foundation helps us support innovation in the classroom. Here today on behalf of the foundation is its board chair, Manny Ruiz. Please join me in welcoming him.
Good morning. One of the things that I'm proud of is that I'm a product of SAISD. I went to Madison Elementary, went to Longfellow Junior High, and ended up graduating from Jefferson High School. So, proud of that. But at the SAISD Foundation, we have a vision where every SAISD teacher and student succeeds and thrives. And our board and staff are committed to raising resources to help make that happen. On August 22nd, we will be making surprise grant deliveries across the district. These grants are investments in you and your students. We commend you for making the effort to apply for these grants and projects that will further engage your students in learning. This year, with additional technology grant funding from the district, we will be awarding a record number of grants, both innovative grants and technology grants. Today, we want to share that investment with you. We have the check there for $250,000. Judy Galehood and the SAISD Foundation team are holding this check this morning, but the 400+ grants that we will award throughout this year are only possible because of our donors. And last year, 1,753 of those donors were employees like you, SAISD employees who designated a gift to the SAISD Foundation through the United Way campaign or a payroll deduction. You, along with our alumni, business, and community donors, make our giving possible. So thank you. We hope one of our teams will be visiting your classroom soon. If not, don't forget to apply. At the SAISD Foundation, we are here to invest in you. Thank you.
Big round of applause again for Manny and the entire San Antonio ISD Foundation team for their support. So I want to take a minute to ask anyone who's new to the SAISD family, you're joining the team this year, whether you're in transportation or you're a teacher or you're a police officer, please stand up so that we can welcome you. We welcome you. We thank you for choosing SAISD. You have many great choices, and we certainly hope that this is the beginning of a long and prosperous career with SAISD. I also want to see how many of you are products of SAISD. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you for continuing to come back and give back to the students that need you so much. I also want to take a minute to recognize, actually, the entire communications team under the leadership of Leslie Price for organizing this incredible event every single year to include the videos and just everything that goes along with it. So please help me give communications team a big round of applause. They do amazing work. And again, recognizing and acknowledging those of you who came to the district for the first time or who are here for the first time. I thank Talent Management and Human Resources for their work and efforts to bring you here. And a special acknowledgement to Human Resources for the support that they provide you throughout the year. Please know that our doors are always open for you, and what you need, we will certainly try to take care of. And as we start to wrap up the convocation, we certainly wish you to hope that you have a great year. This is so inspiring today, and I want to personally thank you for representing yourselves, your campuses, your departments, the district, and 50,000 students in a way that should make you all proud to be in SAISD. I look forward to what's in store in our district this year, or for our district this year, as we work together to prepare our students to be future ready. And remember, it starts here. So before we close, we have a Spirit winner to announce. Our judges have spoken. One last time. Show us your spirit. All right. As I announce the third place winner, we have a three-way tie recognizing three highly spirited campuses or departments that include Carroll Academy, Carroll Early Childhood Center, Kelly Elementary, Kelly's always in the mix, and the Special Education Department. Our second place winner this year goes to the Transportation Department. And the coveted Spirit Stick goes to Hupperds Elementary. Let's hear it for Hupperds. Come on up, Ronnie King. Get your Spirit Stick. Okay, Hupperds Principal, come on up. Get your Spirit Stick. Congratulations, Hupperds. Congratulations. A good representation of being future ready. That concludes our program. Again, thank you all so very much for your energy and for what we know is going to be a great year. Have a great day and a great school year. Thank you very much.